Hi everyone. Today I will be talking about the get rich quick syndrome through the Ponzi schemes in Nigeria. Recently, many Nigerians fell victims of fraud to the CBEX Ponzi scheme. And unfortunately, this is not the first time it has happened in Nigeria. In this video today, I will be talking about what the issues are, some of the red flags that people need to be aware of, and how this needs to be stopped. Before we dive into this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. My name is Kenny Chukwuma. I am an immigration and investment lawyer. A Ponzi scheme is an investment fraud, and it pays existing investors with funds collected from new investors. So if someone comes and joins newly, the money they pay is used to pay the existing ones. So that means the ones that are already there receive payment from the money paid by the already existing, or by the new investors. Now, one of the key things to note about these Ponzi schemes is that they offer huge return on your investment. Many of them offer as much as 100% return on investment every month. And we all know that no investment will guarantee as much as 100% return on investment in a calendar month. But maybe because of desperation or not having an understanding of what investment is, many Nigerians fall for this scam. And it's been going on, like we said earlier on. Now, these Ponzi schemes, what they do is they always convince their potential investors that the business offers little or no risk. And the scheme requires constant flow of new members' income, new members' money in order to survive. And when it becomes hard to recruit new investors or large number of existing investors cash out, the scheme collapses, which is what really happens every time you hear that MMM has collapsed or CBEX has collapsed. It shows that existing investors are no longer bringing in new people, or the people that are running the business have cashed out and they are now not willing to pay anybody again, and it collapses. One of the things that we need to note here is I would like to share some of the common red flags which people need to pay attention to, because over time we've noticed that these things keep recurring and these red flags are there, but people don't really take note of them. And one of them is these companies are usually very secretive or have complex strategies of operation. Now, what they do is you find out that many of these schemes do not really allow people to, tell their loved ones what they're doing. From investigations, you find out that a man can be investing in a Ponzi scheme, but the wife will not be aware of it. He'll be hiding it from the wife because they've been given that impression that, no, don't worry, don't tell them, because if you tell another person, they might discourage you from going ahead with investment. If it's something that is genuine, if it's an investment that is genuine, there is absolutely no reason why a man or a woman should not be telling the spouse what he or she is doing. And many of them have complex strategies of operation. It's either they tell you, oh, we're investing in cryptocurrency. And many people that invest in them don't even understand how cryptocurrencies work. So you are now giving them money to invest on your behalf in something that you don't even understand how it works. The second common red flag is when they promise people high returns on investment. Once you start hearing all those 100% return on your investment, red flag, one needs to be very, very mindful and careful, because no investment will guarantee you 100% return on investment. Absolutely none. So once you start hearing that, it's an opportunity for you to think twice and look deep and do your due diligence before you invest your money. Another common red flag is when they have unregistered investments or unregulated investments. For any investment in Nigeria, it must be registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. It's good enough that the companies can be registered with CAC. Any company can be registered with CAC, but that investment portfolio needs to be registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission, because they are the ones that have the responsibility of regulating investments in Nigeria. Many of these Ponzi schemes are not registered with SEC. People need to start asking questions. When you are called to do an investment, the first question should be, is this scheme registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC? And you should be able to conduct due diligence, because it's good enough for you to ask that question and also get a response from them, which can be, yes, it's registered. And many of them brandish things like CAC, Certificate of Incorporation, which is not good enough, because anybody can register a business in Nigeria. But when it's registered with the SEC, it's more rigorous process. So SEC is aware of what is really going on, and they require for certain information, which if they are not able to provide those information, they will not be registered. Another common red flag is unlicensed staff or people that go about selling these Ponzi schemes. Before someone can operate in the investment sector in Nigeria, they must be licensed. Many of these people that sell in Ponzi schemes, they are not licensed. They don't have any evidence to show that SEC is aware of them. So they end up deceiving people going about. So before you invest, make sure that you ask the person that is selling that product to you, are you licensed by SEC, and can I see the evidence? And if possible, you should be able to check the evidence that they provided to you through SEC to make sure that it's genuine. Another common red flag is they have bogus and luxury offices. You know, people have this impression that, oh, I know their office, I went to their office, I met this person in their office, so they cannot be a fraud. If it's a fraudulent activity, they will not have an office. That's complete false. Many of these Ponzi schemes, they have luxury offices where you come, you see lovely cars parked outside. The offices are well decorated. The reason why they do that is they want to attract you, so that when you come, you see those good things, so you believe that you are investing your money with the right people that have the ability to afford this kind of office, that they must be genuine. And another red flag is they use influencers to promote their companies and their businesses. Now, we have to look at, why are Nigerians vulnerable? Why is it that it happened in 2016, MMM, and now it's happening again, CBEX? One of the reasons is poverty and economic hardship. We all know that when people are struggling financially, they become vulnerable. Some of them become very desperate, and they want to invest their money in any place they are told that, yes, this money can be doubled, you can get rich quick. So poverty is a key issue, and economic hardship, which is why a lot of Nigerians fall into this trap. Another key reason why Nigerians are vulnerable to this program is greed. When people want to make money overnight, you want to get rich quick, you don't want to invest your money and wait for your investment to mature the right way. Even if it means making 10% on your investment, you keep growing your investment. People want it fast, they want to make it quick. Greed. You fall into their trap. Then illiteracy. Financial illiteracy. Many people don't even understand what return on investment means. Many people don't even understand what an investment platform is, or investment portfolio. They don't even understand it. So at the end of the day, when these people come to them, they use these terms, and many times they fall for them because they've never heard about this, and all they want to know is, how much am I going to make? So they're telling them, oh, you make this amount, you make this amount. So they're not even interested in knowing or understanding what those terms mean. Illiteracy. Peer pressure. Today you see your neighbor. All of you used to struggle. Next thing, he's buying a car. Next thing, he's building a house. You believe that, oh, I will not be left alone. I need to do what these people are doing. That pressure alone can make you to invest in schemes that you are not even sure about, because you want to be like other people. You don't want to be left alone. We have this culture in Nigeria that everybody wants to move together. Everybody wants to be moving. Everybody wants to be seen as progressing. Nobody wants to be left behind. But the thing is that before you invest your money, you need to be sure where you're putting your money into. So peer pressure is another key reasons why Nigerians are very vulnerable to these Ponzi schemes. Now we talk about the role of faith-based institutions in Nigeria. Churches, mosques, even town unions and associations. Many people have complained that they joined these Ponzi schemes through the advice given to them in their churches or in their town unions or in their mosque. They do not do proper due diligence on the information given to them in these faith-based institutions. They just take everything hook, line, and sinker and run with it. So it kind of affects a lot of people who do not go about doing proper checks before they invest, because they are relying on information provided to them by their faith-based leaders. Then we now talk about the social economic impact of these Ponzi schemes in Nigeria. Ponzi schemes have found a fertile ground in Nigeria for different reasons, like what I mentioned: greed, illiteracy, high population in Nigeria, economic situation in Nigeria. And the losses recorded have been humongous, running into trillions of naira. And the consequences are usually resulting in suicide, people committing suicide because they've lost a lot of money. Victims developing serious health conditions. So there is a huge opportunity for regulators to step in here and do the needful. The regulators, the SEC, central bank, they have a huge role to play in regulating the practices of some of these Ponzi schemes. The police, the EFCC, like I mentioned, they should also adopt a proactive approach. They should go after these people and make sure they bring them down, make sure they find out who are the people behind these schemes, investigate and prosecute them. Now, we also have to talk about other ways of combating this. Financial education, like I mentioned earlier on. People need to be financially educated. They should go into schools, go to mosques, go to churches. Tell people what financial education is about, what investment is about. Educate people. Take that information to them where they are. There should be mass orientation and sensitization. And they should go down to the grassroots. Not just putting it on social media. Many of the people in the grassroots they don't have access to social media. They should be able to, produce information in local languages, whether it's Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa. Provide information for people in those languages. And most importantly, regulation. SEC has to up their game. CBN, they have to up their game. When people are operating businesses that are not properly regulated, they have that potential to commit fraud because they know that nobody will know what they're doing. But in an environment where people know that there is regulation, people are careful to commit such fraud and not to keep doing it all the time. They need to up their game. Some of these organizations, some of these agencies, they need to set up like a department or a small unit whose role will be specifically to go out there to go and investigate, to know who are these Ponzi scheme, or people behind these Ponzi schemes. They should go out there. They should mix up with the population, mix up with the masses, pretend to be potential investors. In that way, they'll be able to get information, useful information, which will be used to prosecute the people that are behind this. Getting rich quick scheme is not a reliable or good way for people to invest their money. People should look more into genuine means of investing their money. There are many investment companies who are involved in different sorts of investment schemes, genuine ones where people can invest their money. Once you start seeing all this 100% return on investment, red flag, red flag. So, thank you very much for listening to me.